Blessed third Sunday of Lent. We're all somewhat familiar with the story of the woman at the well. There's this woman who is living in shame and isolation, and she goes to the well at noon, which is revealing because why would she go to the well during the hottest part of the day? Well, it's because she didn't want to be criticized by those other women who went in the morning. She had some kind of public sin that kept her in isolation. But it's there that she encounters Jesus, and she has one of the most remarkable transformations in all of the Bible. I want to just step into her mind for a second. What is it that has this woman at the start full of shame and full of isolation and wanting to just step away from society, to all of a sudden she becomes this joyful, overflowing presence for her community? And at first we might think, well, it's because she encountered Jesus. But I want to suggest there might be more to the story than that. In fact, we see that she's ready for that encounter. There's something about her that is hungry for transformation. And I think there's some wisdom to learn from the woman at the well. First, we see that she asks Jesus. She asks, "Are you greater than our father Jacob, who gave us this well?" And Jesus then proposes the truth. He says, "The water I give shall satisfy you. If you drink of it, you shall not have thirst anymore." And so right away we see that she is asking. She is in a position of humility to want to know if there's something greater. But before revealing himself fully, Jesus confronts her on 2 points. The first is her lack of real intimacy, and the second is on the lies that she's been believing. She says, "Sir, give me this water that I might not be thirsty." And right there, he calls her out. He says, "Bring me your husband." She says, "I don't have a husband." He says, "You're right. You've had 5 husbands, and the one you're with now is not your husband." She's lacked a sense of intimacy. She's been with 6 men, and 6 in the Bible signifies imperfection. She's lacking. She's missing something. Notice Jesus is the 7th man, 7th being the perfect number, a fullness of relationship. Then Jesus confronts her on her beliefs. He says, you people worship what you do not know, what you do not understand. You see, the Samaritans had 5 male deities, 5 creatures that they worshiped, introduced into the Jewish religion. And so instead of worshiping our God, our supreme God, our uncreated God, instead they substituted that for worshiping 5 idols or 5 creatures. And so Jesus confronts her on that. He says, you should be believing in the uncreated God. And so it's only when Jesus confronts her there that she can have her great awakening. He says, I'm the one speaking to you. I'm the Messiah. I'm the fullness of the truth. I will give you the water that when you drink, you shall not thirst anymore. And to her amazement, she puts down her jug all of a sudden. And she, as if symbolically saying and literally saying, I'm done filling up with these false sources. I'm done drinking from these empty sources that don't bring me any fulfillment. I want the kind of water that satisfies me to the full. I want what you have to offer. And it's only then that she can have her total transformation. A woman who was at the end of her rope, was living a life without any hope, all of a sudden is transformed into a woman who is overflowing with joy and goes into the town and wants to share the love that she has found in Jesus. And so it goes with us this Lent. We're being invited to abandon our empty cisterns, and Jesus confronts us with those same 2 questions. Where are we lacking any real intimacy in our lives? Are there any relationships that we have that we need to be seen, or others in our relationship, they want to be seen? Maybe they have some emotional weight that needs to be addressed, or that needs to be acknowledged. Maybe there's a relationship, maybe your spouse, maybe it's been a while since you have had a date night, or just some time to let the other person know, I see you, and I listen to you, and you matter. Maybe it's us, maybe it's our relationship with God. Maybe we're lacking intimacy, and we're being invited to reveal ourselves more fully especially in the Mass and in adoration. And the second point that Jesus invites us to is our beliefs. Are we believing truly? Do we really believe the truth that he has come to reveal? Do we believe everything that the Church proposes? When we say the Creed, do we really believe what we profess? Do we believe what the Church professes with difficult situations, such as with the sanctity of life, or marriage between a man and a woman, or being married in a church? And so Jesus invites us to a fullness of relationship through a fullness of intimacy and through a fullness of belief. And so we pray this Lent that God may help us to seek greater intimacy with him and to love him who is the truth, the way, and the life. May God bless you.